Have you ever studied for hours, only to realize a week later that you remember almost nothing? You spent all that time reading, highlighting, maybe even rewriting notes, yet when the exam or presentation comes, your mind goes blank. It feels frustrating, right? You think, did I waste my time? Am I just bad at learning? But the truth is, it's not your fault. It's how the brain works. Our brains are not designed to hold on to information just because we saw it once. In fact, research shows that within 24 hours of learning something new, we forget up to 70% of it if we don't review it. That's called the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. So if you've ever wondered why you don't remember what you studied, the answer is simple. Learning without repetition is almost useless. It feels like progress in the moment, but it vanishes quickly. The good news? There's a smarter way. Science has already proven strategies that can help you actually remember what you learned. For exams, for work, for your hobbies, and even for life skills. And today, we'll go through the most powerful ones. Active recall, the method of pulling information out of your memory instead of just rereading. Spaced repetition, reviewing information at strategic intervals so it sticks long term. Teaching others because explaining forces your brain to organize knowledge more deeply. By the end of this video, you'll know how to study less, remember more, and finally feel like your effort is paying off. 1. Why forgetting happens. Your brain is designed to forget. Forgetting is not a bug, it's a feature. If your brain remembered every detail from every conversation, every ad, every random piece of noise, you'd go insane. So, the brain filters. It asks, is this important? Do I need this later? If you don't signal that something matters, your brain throws it away. This is why passive studying, just reading or listening, feels productive in the moment, but fails long term. It doesn't tell your brain, save this. 2. The illusion of learning. Highlighting, rereading, watching lectures, these all feel like studying because they keep you busy, but they create an illusion of knowledge. You recognize the material while looking at it, but recognition is not the same as recall. True learning means you can bring the knowledge out of your brain without the book in front of you, and for that, you need different techniques. 3. Active recall, the golden method. Active recall means forcing yourself to remember without looking at the source. Close the book. Hide your notes. Ask yourself, what did I just learn? How would I explain it in my own words? Example, instead of rereading a biology chapter, close it and write down everything you remember. Then check what you missed. This effortful retrieval is what strengthens memory pathways. Studies show that testing yourself is twice as effective as rereading. In other words, 10 minutes of active recall beats 30 minutes of rereading. 4. Spaced repetition, hacking your memory. Your brain follows the forgetting curve. Without review, you forget most new information within days. But if you review at increasing intervals, 1 day later, 3 days later, a week later, a month later, you reset the forgetting curve. This is called spaced repetition. Apps like Anki and Quizlet automate this process. They show you the right information at the right time, just before you would forget it. That's how you turn short-term memory into long-term knowledge. 5. Teach to learn. Another powerful method. Teach someone else. When you explain a concept, even to an imaginary student, you force your brain to organize the knowledge clearly. This is called the Feynman technique. Write down the concept, explain it in the simplest way possible, spot gaps in your understanding, go back and review. If you can't explain it simply, you don't really understand it yet. 6. Example, cramming versus recall. Let's compare. 10 minutes of cramming, you reread the same page 5 times. It feels familiar, but a day later, you remember almost nothing. 5 minutes of active recall. You close the book, test yourself, struggle, make mistakes, then check the answers. A day later, you remember most of it. The second feels harder, but it's more effective. Your brain grows through effort, not ease. 7. How to actually study smarter. Don't just read, quiz yourself. Don't just highlight, summarize in your own words. Don't just cram once, review over time. Don't just listen, teach. Learning is not about time spent, it's about methods used. 8. The mindset shift. Stop judging your learning by how busy you feel. Judge it by how much you can recall without notes. Real studying feels uncomfortable. Struggling to remember is not failure, it's the process. Every time you pull knowledge out of your head, you're training your brain to say, "This is important. Keep it." 9. Environment and focus. Another reason you forget what you study is distraction. Every notification, every glance at your phone, every thought about something else breaks your attention. And when attention breaks, memory breaks. If you want to remember, study like it matters. Put your phone in another room. Use the Pomodoro method. 25 minutes focus, 5 minutes break. Study in short, intense sprints instead of dragging for hours. Your brain remembers peaks of focus, not background noise. A single 20-minute deep session is worth more than 2 hours half distracted. 10. Sleep, the forgotten study tool. Most students think learning happens only when you're awake, but the truth is, memory is built during sleep. When you sleep, your brain replays the memories of the day, deciding what to keep and what to delete. If you pull an all-nighter, you might feel like you studied more, but you'll remember less. That's why consistent 7 to 9 hours of sleep is as important as any study technique. Think of sleep as your brain's save button. Without it, everything crashes. 11. Example routine. Let's put it all together in a practical routine. Day 1. Learn new material, then immediately test yourself with active recall. Day 2. Quick 5-minute review. Try teaching it to a friend. Day 4. Use spaced repetition app, Anki or Quizlet, then active recall again. Day 7. Summarize in your own words. Later, keep reviewing at longer intervals. This way, even 1 hour of focused study per day creates long-term results. You'll stop the cycle of forgetting and finally feel like your effort is paying off. So the next time you sit down to study, remember this. Learning isn't about how many hours you put in, but how many times you bring the knowledge back. Don't just read once and hope it sticks. Challenge yourself, test yourself, repeat at intervals. That's how your brain actually learns. Every time you recall, every time you explain, every time you review, you're casting another vote for memory. One vote feels small, but together they decide the outcome. And here's the bigger truth. Learning is not just about grades or exams. It's about building skills and knowledge that will stay with you for life. Imagine yourself in 5 years, fluent in another language, confident in your career, capable of solving problems because you built the habit of remembering, not forgetting. So stop wasting effort. Start studying smarter. Use active recall, spaced repetition, and teaching as your allies, because your brain is ready to remember if you train it the right way.